between streams, I've moved the two setups that we had here out over to here. They are basically exactly the same as they were before. We've got the two droppers dropping into one hopper, which drops into one dropper, which will drop down between these two mechanical users and mechanical miners here, creating a celestial crystal cluster. The idea, of course, being when the crystal cluster hits tier 4, it is mined, sent around, and used to craft a nether star. We did run into a couple of issues with this system, or at least the one that we had previously. I believe that the mechanical miner was breaking the crystal too fast. I'm not quite sure why. The scanner is set up to only emit a redstone signal when it sees that the cluster is at tier 4, but multiple times the miner would break the crystal but not receive a celestial rock crystal, leading me to believe that it was breaking it too quickly. So just as a bit of a safety measure, I have gone ahead and added a repeater here to the mechanical miner. You'll notice it's one tick shy of the max there, and that is because over here we also have the same repeater on our user. The miner does have to break the crystal before the user here tries to put down the liquid starlight, so this one is on an ever so slightly higher delay there. But essentially, the main reason that I've moved the setup out into these little pods is because one of the main issues we were running into in this area is that you can't put down multiple collector crystals too close together, otherwise they reduce the overall effectiveness of all of the collector crystals, right? So you want to make sure that your collector crystals are at least 16 blocks apart, which if we go ahead and hit F3G here, you can see that these ones are more than a chunk apart from each other, thus allowing both of them to generate maximum star power and transfer that star power to the rock crystal and to the iron ore beneath them, hopefully giving us faster celestial crystals in the future. And also, going forward, we can add more of these pods. I think I'm going to add at least one more for symmetry's sake, and then potentially, two more if we really need those extra rock crystals, whereas over here, we really didn't have that much space, right? We could only really fit two setups in here before we ran out of space. And of course, the rest of the setup here is mostly just to cover up how ugly the redstone looks if it's left bare. So I kind of built these pods around it, which I think look pretty nice. But those are all running. Speaking of nether stars, though, one other thing that I have moved and organized is this area over here. To do that, I moved the endstone setup, which previously was kind of just slapped down in the middle of the room. I've moved that to the side. I've also moved the nether star setup, which previously, again, was kind of just slapped down over here. And in doing so, ran into one major problem. That problem is that the auto-crafters do not retain their inventory when broken, and most importantly, do not drop their items when broken either. For example, if we were to grab some wood here, and let's say we teach our system how to make crafting tables, like so, and we put the wood in here, it's going to make crafting tables, which is great. But if you break this with the crafting tables in there, you don't get those crafting tables back. And so being the fool that I am, between streams, I of course broke this, whilst it still had all 10 of our nether stars in it, and thus have lost all of the nether stars that we have managed to craft up until this point. Thankfully, we can of course craft nether stars manually if we need to get some more, and given that we do have basically infinite vibrant wood, endstone, shaped radiant quartz, and glowstone, we should be able to make all of those back fairly quickly. In fact, we could probably go ahead and make a stack of nether stars basically right away here. If we do something like this. Perfect. What I want to work on in today's stream is this rainbow generator. We've been talking about it for such a long time, but I think finally today we should have everything it takes to hopefully make ourselves one rainbow stone and complete the hard-to-get rainbow stone quest. So to do that, we have to get, first of all, the rainbow generator. But then in order to actually use the rainbow generator, you have to have all of the other extra utilities generators running at the same time. You'll see it says when all other generators are creating power, taste the unlimited power of the rainbow. So to make the rainbow generator, you make it by crafting together the bottom half and the top half of the rainbow generator. The bottom and top half are both made with 8 of the generators. They are specific generators. You can't put like any generator in there. And then, of course, as mentioned a second ago, if we want to run it, we also need another copy of all the generators. So in total, we need 2 copies of every generator. There are 16 generators in total, which means we need 32 generators in total. Each of the generators, apart from the survival generator, require a machine block. And I think actually each of the generators, apart from the survival generator and the furnace generator, require a furnace generator. So that does mean we're going to need, I think, 30 of these machine blocks here, which, in fairness, I don't really think is going to be too difficult. Chet has handily pointed out here that we do need to give these guys a view of the sky. There we go. Okay, that is my bad, Chet. Thankfully, that's a very easy fix. But then back over here, we do have many stacks of shaped radiant quartz. For now, we'll go ahead and grab 2 of those, I guess. We've got a ton of redstone, and so making the redstone torches required for those gears also really should not be a problem for us. We'll go ahead and start with the stack there. What else do we need here? We need aquamarine and chiseled marble, both of which really shouldn't be a problem. So we'll grab a stack of aquamarine, and we'll also go ahead and grab maybe 2 stacks of marble, which we can go ahead and chisel into the old chiseled marble here. Boom and boom. At which point, that should be pretty much everything, I think, to make a bunch of these. We are going to need another stack of redstone torches, though, because 16 is definitely not enough there. However, if we go ahead and make another 16 here, I do believe that should be enough for actually a ton of these. So I have overshot this, of course. We only needed 30 machine blocks, whereas now we have enough resources to make a ton of machine blocks. We have what it takes to make about 80 more of these, should we need them. That is good to know, but alas, we do not need them. And then, now we just have to make the generators. Most of these, I really don't think, are going to be too difficult for us. Like, a lot of them are pretty straightforward. Some of them, however, are going to be a tad bit tedious. Specifically, the slimy generator here could be a bit tricky, because we need 2 of them. That means we need 18 plus 10, so 28 slime balls. That's 28 ender pearls and 28 super lubricant tincture, which is made from the seeds and the beans. However, we do, of course, now have this bean growing over here, and we know we can get multiple beans from that one bean that we have planted, and so hopefully that's not too difficult for us. Let's start out then, I guess, with the furnace generator, because of the fact that we know we're going to need 28 of these. So we need 28 wireless RF heating coils, which is 28 iron bars, which I know we have in one of these chests. Here we go. Inside of our resonator, which I have moved between streams over to here. I'm also extremely tempted to go ahead and grab some of the speed upgrades that we have over here. I don't think these barrels are flammable, so I don't think it's a huge problem that the fire keeps lighting there, by the way. We also need a ton of rune marble, some sooty marble pillars, but then also red coal, which is coal in there as well. That seems very doable. We do have 7 coal, and we should be able to make a bit more actually fairly easily. Between streams, I have gone ahead and smelted up a bunch more charcoal, and of course we can craft that up into blocks and throw that down right about here. That will eventually turn into regular coal. These don't stack, that is unfortunate. Can I automatically pull out of the resonator? I assume I can, right? If I were to do something like... Oh, of course, you've got to be... We have the carry-on mod every single time. If I do something like that and that, can I pull out the heating coils? I totally can. Nice. Okay, so the heating coils don't stack, which is why that didn't work there, but that is completely fine. While we wait for that to finish up, let's get the runed marble and the sooty marble pillars. So it is definitely more efficient to use coal for making sooty marble as opposed to using charcoal. You can craft 1 charcoal and 1 marble, I believe, to get like 1 sooty marble. However, you can craft 1 coal with 8 marble to get 8 sooty marble, which is much more effective at getting large quantities of sooty marble. Twitch chat has handily pointed out, actually, that we can use charcoal for making the red coal here in the resonator, which is going to save us quite a nice amount of time here. That is more than enough of those guys. Let's go ahead and throw some charcoal in there, I guess. Wait, is that enough of those guys? It's not, right? This is actually not enough. We need 30 furnace generators to make all of this, which means we need more than a chest's worth of wireless RF heating coils, which is a little unfortunate given that these don't stack. That's going to make my life a little bit more difficult than I feel like it needs to be. Let's just go ahead and quickly grab another chest here so that once this one is full, we can just go ahead and swap it out. So once this is full, we can just move it like so and stick another chest down like that. Once we get 3 here, that will take us to the 30 that we need, at which point we then need 30 charcoal, which thankfully is not going to be a problem for us. So we can take you out and quickly swap that in for 30 charcoal. That's going to get us the coal we need. I think this does stack. Or should I say I'm hopeful it does stack? They do. Perfect. Okay, that is good. Okay, so once we have 30 furnace generators, that should be pretty much everything. Before we start crafting all the rest of the generators, let's quickly craft up the 2 survival generators here. These should be, by far, 2 of the easiest generators to make, and also 2 of the easiest generators to fuel. So once we have 10 cobblestone, that should also be the 2 survival generators taken care of. Good stuff, good stuff. I do think I'm going to set up the rainbow generator over here. Let me do a quick check. If we do like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8... Sure, I think we'll do it maybe 1 block forward like this. So in front of where these marble arches are. So yeah, we'll throw down the 16 generators kind of here and here. We can start, of course, with the survival and 1 of the furnace generators, like so. And so now we have to go and make 2 of every other generator. The culinary generator, I actually think is going to be one of the harder generators. For this, we need some kind of food. I think wheat is going to make sense for us here. I do believe that we should have vanilla Minecraft seeds. Now, bone meal is not crazy hard for us to come by. We can get it from ice in a crusher. Yeah, let's craft our grindstone into a new crusher here. There's really no point in us keeping, the old grinder lying about like that. And then at that point, I guess for now, we can probably just put this down right about here. That should hopefully maybe be close enough for power. It is. Perfect. Okay, and so at that point, we can then, utilize this should we like in the future. So I think what we are going to do is we're going to find a piece of dirt, hopefully. Do we not have dirt? Oh, we don't. You make them individually. Okay, that's actually fine. Let's grab some ice and begin grinding that up into snowballs. While we wait for that to grind up into snowballs, let's grab 1 sand so we can make 1 dirt. That 1 dirt, of course, going to be for our seeds. We only need 10 wheat, which is not a crazy amount. I think we can bone meal that fairly quickly. We could also, if we wanted to, look at the watering can from Extra Utilities, which is not really that difficult of a craft either. It's made with 4 stone and 1 bowl, which is actually very doable. Did we make this in the past? No, I noticed the bowls here and maybe thought that we'd already made it, but I don't think we have. That is fine. If we go ahead and do something like this, we can then grab our hoe, which I know we made because we used it when we planted the bean. And if we hoe this and plant you, what we should then be able to do is grab water from any water source. It doesn't actually use the water. And so you can see if we right click over here, it is filling up that watering can, at which point we can then begin shift right clicking over here, and that should slightly increase the speed at which the seeds grow. Although in fairness, as you can see, it's really not growing all that fast. And so it's probably almost certainly more worthwhile for us to do something like this and then just bone meal the wheat. It's unfortunate that we don't have that mod installed that lets you just right-click to harvest. You have to actually break the wheat, but that's fine. We are generating seeds at the same time, which I guess is also useful. All right. So 10 wheat later, we should now, I believe, have part of the equation for the culinary generator taken care of. The second part is the center item here, which requires 1 cooked piece of meat. Now, to the best of my knowledge, we don't have a way of getting cows, pigs, chicken, sheep, etc. So I think the only one of these that we can get is the fish. I think what we're going to have to do is get 1 more string, because we currently have just the 1 here. That is actually fine. String comes from clay and that nocturnal powder. Clay, of course, I believe being sand in the Starlight Infuser. It is indeed perfect. And if we get ourselves a fishing rod, we should then be able to, of course, just go and fish in any old body of water to try and get 2 fish. We need, of course, 1 for our first culinary generator and then 1 for the second culinary generator that we're going to use for the rainbow generator. So let's see here. If we wanted to make new string, that is very doable. If we then wanted to make something that looks a little bit like a fishing rod, we can do that, of course. And then from there, all we have to do is clear some inventory space and head on over to a pool of water. I do believe in Minecraft 1.12, you can just fish in a 1x1 pool, so I think this should work. That is a bowl. So there's our first fish. We need just 1 more here. And there we go. There are 2 raw fish. Perfect. Okay. So let's go and throw you in over here. And then at that point, that should be pretty much the culinary generator done. The magmatic generator doesn't look like it's going to be an issue for us. I am going to temporarily drop down like another chest here because we've got so much stuff we don't need to be carrying and really not enough inventory space in these 3 chests here to store it all. I could definitely do with making more chests in the future. Also, don't forget I have to keep a rock crystal in that top right slot, otherwise my inventory slowly but surely becomes overrun with yet more rock crystals. But either way, that should be pretty much everything that we need for 2 culinary generators. We're just missing a little bit in the way of redstone. Boom, and boom. Nice. So once again, we'll go and put one of these guys down over here for later on in the video. Next up, let's go for, I guess let's go for the magmatic generator, but we do need to bear in mind that the heated redstone generator does require a magmatic generator. So given that we need 2 heated redstone generators and 2 magmatic generators, that means we need 4 magmatic generators. Thankfully, the magmatic generator is basically one of, if not the easiest for us to make here. It really all depends on how much lava we have, which, by the way, is not enough. We need 4 buckets of lava. Again, lava's not too difficult for us to come by, although it would be nice if we had some more lying around. So I guess let's get the netherrack back in there to slowly but surely generate more. And I guess we actually want even more than that, right? What we can do is utilize our time in a bottle here to speed up the production of lava. It might even be worth putting speed upgrades into that mechanical user to kind of make sure it's putting in, yeah, like that. It sounds horrendous, but it is working to produce lava pretty quickly. So now if we just grab some gold over here, we should be pretty much good to go, right? We are going to have to make this one at a time. And I do love how we're getting all these sparks here because we've accelerated the light well so much that the sparks are just spawning rapidly. So we have 3. We are going to have to get more netherrack for the 4th one there, but that is actually fine. And yeah, this is really not going to be much of a problem whatsoever. And there we go. There is the 4th magmatic generator. One of those we're going to have to put down over here. One of those we're going to have to, or 2 of those I should say actually, we're going to craft up into the heated redstone generators. Thankfully those are just redstone, so we need 2 blocks of redstone. And I think like 14 regular redstone. Either way, that is 2 of those done. Just being careful not to craft another one into it there. At that point, we can go ahead and throw you down like so. Next up, we will do the ender generator here. So we need 10 ender pearls and 2 obsidian. Ender pearls we, of course, have. And given that a stack is 16, we might as well just grab a full stack there. And then obsidian-wise, I do believe we have over a stack. Yeah, of obsidian over here. So we can grab that as well. And that should be those 2 ender generators basically taken care of. By far, one of the easiest generators for us to actually power, simply due to the fact that we have infinite ender pearls, you know, right out of the gate, which is grand. After that, we have the potion generator, which is going to be one of the easier ones for us to make, but maybe a slightly trickier one for us to set up. I'm also going to start putting all the generators that we're going to use to craft with in here, just so I don't, you know, clog up my inventory too much. But for this guy, we need a brewing stand, which is stone and a blaze rod, and then we also need 5 blaze rods. Thankfully, we can get those from stone sticks, and we can get stone sticks, of course, just from regular stone. I really thought we had one lying around, but we don't. That's fine. So if we do... Oh, it's cobblestone, of course. So if we do you, and then get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those, it should just be as simple as putting those through the old Starlight Infuser here. So once we have 12 blaze rods, we can make 2 brewing stands. I did miscalculate before. We, of course, need twice the number of blaze rods because we do need 2 potion generators, but those are easily acquired. We can put one over here, and, of course, we can put the other one over here. Next up is the pink generator, another one I don't think is going to be too difficult. We need 10 pink dye, which is just rose red and bone meal. Bone meal, of course, we can get by taking the snowballs that we're generating here and dropping those into Starlight. Perfect. And red dye we, of course, can get by dropping redstone into water. Perfect. So getting all the pink dye we need shouldn't be an issue here. We need 10 for now, although we are going to need, I think, a bit more when it comes to actually using the generator. We do then, I guess, also need to make pink wool, which is going to be... We need 2 of this, so we need 2 wool and 2 pink dye. So again, we might as well craft up 1 more set of this. Beautiful. And I think for now, our only real option when it comes to making wool is crafting the 4 string there. So I think once again, we are going to have to go and grab 2 sand here to make 8 clay, and then craft that up with the nocturnal powder to get string. Now, I do think that we are probably out of nocturnal powder. Yeah, we only have the 1 here. That's fine. We can craft up a new set. Oh, no, actually, never mind, chat. We've got another nocturnal powder right there. My bad. Is it this? It is this. So that is 2 wool crafted into 2 pink wool, and then that should be 2 pink generators. Perfect. So, as always, one can go in over here. The other one could go in over here. And chat, we are halfway there. We have 8 of the 16 generators required to get the rainbow generator up and running. Next up is the overclock generator. Thankfully, an extremely easy generator for us to make. We do already have one. However, I'm not going to pick that one up and, you know, lose all of our base's power. I'm going to leave it where it is, and we will make 2 more. We do need 10 lapis, which is going to be by far the hardest bit here. However, we do already have it all ready to go. And so that is 2 overclock generators done and dusted. Next up on the list is the TNT generator, which is going to require a little bit of gunpowder. Yeah, we need 2 TNT and then 10 gunpowder, which means in total we need 20 gunpowder. But thankfully, we can get that from redstone. And so what we can do is we can pop this in. We can use our acceleration wand. And again, it might be not a terrible idea for us to grab some speed upgrades and put those into the mechanical user. I don't think it's going to give us a huge amount of extra speed here, but I think it's going to allow us to do something like this, where we speed this up to full, and then look at that. Oh my goodness, the amount of starlight power that is being blasted out of this starlight infuser or into this starlight infuser is incredible. So there's 47 gunpowder. Perfect. So let's take that and let's see if we can't make ourselves some TNT here. I'm glad that is easy enough to make, because we are going to need, of course, quite a bit of TNT in order to make the explosive generator run, right? Like it runs on TNT. But those 2 done. We can throw 1 in here. And 1 over here. The Nether Star generator is a little tricky, actually. The Nether Star itself, easy enough, but the 5 Wither Skeleton Skulls do require the Drop of Evil, which is Nocturnal Powder in Starlight, and then 8 bones. So we need, and that's per skull, we need 10 skulls to make 2 Nether Star generators, which means we're going to need 80 bones. What's 80 divided by 3, chat? Everyone knows that 80 divided by 3 is 27.7. So we need like 28 lots of that. Basically, it's 1-to-1 with clay. So we need like 80 clay, which is like 20 sand. It's not impossible. The more tricky part is going to be getting all of that nocturnal powder to craft it all up, which again, not impossible, but just a little bit tedious, if nothing else. We should probably start by getting some lapis going, because the lapis is going to take the longest to transmutate. Okay, so that should be 10 wither skeleton skulls. It took a while, but we got there in the end. And at that point, that should be 2 nether star generators. Perfect. Okay, we'll drop you down over there. And of course, we'll also drop one in over here. What do we have next? The Halitosis generator. Ooh, probably one of the trickiest for us to make here. We need an end rod, which is made with popped chorus fruit and blaze rods. Blaze rods, of course, with stone rods in the starlight infuser. Popped chorus fruit made from regular chorus fruit. And then we also need the purple blocks, which are also made from popped chorus fruit. So we need quite a bit of popped chorus fruit. This is also going to complete this quest for us, the chorus flower quest. It says the chorus flower is a rare and beautiful flower. Shut away in the end, it's very hard to obtain normally. Very hard might be an over-exaggeration. We can make it by putting a purple glazed terracotta into the starlight infusion altar. We can make that, of course, by smelting a regular purple terracotta, which we can get by crafting together terracotta with purple dye. Terracotta we can, of course, get by smelting clay. And so, once again, we need 8 sand. We need to take that 8 sand over to here. Like so. That gets us 8 clay. We can then begin smelting that up. I will, where possible here, try and, spread this out to smelt a little bit faster. Perfect. While we wait for those to finish, we can get our purple dye, like so. And we also need an end stone to actually grow this on. Now, thankfully, we do still have over 2 hours in our time in a bottle here. It might actually not be too bad of an idea for us to get multiple chorus flowers, now that I think about it, given how easy it is for us to get so much clay. Because essentially, we have to plant the chorus flower, wait for it to grow. We can, of course, accelerate that with the time in a bottle, and then harvest the chorus flower, then harvest the whole, rest of the flower to get some chorus fruit. And we need enough chorus fruit to make 10 purple bricks, which is going to be 12 chorus fruit. We then also need 2 more here as well, so we need 14 chorus fruit, I believe, for this to work. So while we wait for the second batch of clay to smelt up, we can, of course, start with the first batch of terracotta here. That gets us 8 purple terracotta. Oh, I've actually completely forgot, chat, that you do get 8 here, right? So we get 8 purple terracotta. So I'm actually making 16 chorus flowers, which should be hopefully more than enough, actually. Let's go ahead and grab these guys. And then again, we'll start with the purple glazed terracotta. All right. So once we have 16 purple glazed terracotta, we can once again utilize our nice and fast starlight infuser over here. To get a bunch of chorus flower. And then at that point, we want to get some endstone to actually grow it on. Preferably, we don't want to place down the endstone. And then for now, we'll kind of build this, I think, off base. We'll build it a little further away, just because it's going to be a bit of a mess. So if we do something like this, I don't know how far apart I should be placing these. And trust me, I'm just as annoyed as you are at the fact that some of these are off. But if we do this and start putting all of these down here, they should slowly but surely begin to grow. And people have recommended that we put a block 2 blocks up. So yeah, if we do something like this, I believe the idea is that as the plant grows, it's more likely you can kind of force it to branch off into 2 flowers. At which point then when you harvest the flower, you get 2 back, so you could duplicate the growth. Obviously, we don't really need more chorus flowers. We mostly just need chorus fruit. Unfortunately, you can't bone meal this. However, we can, if we want, accelerate the growth of these. It's a little unfortunate that The time in a bottle does work. Oh, look at that. Oh yeah, look at this. This does work. I think this is just a visual glitch. The time in a bottle does work here, but it only really works when you have it like on the chorus flower. So I'm pretty sure that it kind of stops working altogether when the chorus flower moves. So utilizing a lot of time on, like a lot of bottle time on something like this, I think is a little bit of a waste because of the fact that it's not particularly useful after the first like acceleration. Yeah, the Twitch chat actually makes a fair point, and then we can just come back to this. We could start working on the next generator, which is the ferocity generator, which is going to be nice and easy for us. Let's get some ice going once again in here. We do have 16 snowballs already, actually, so that might be unnecessary. We can just grab some ice, and that should be those pretty much taken care of. Yeah, by far, one of the easiest generators for us to make. But now we kind of get into the home stretch where some of these can be a bit tricky. The disenchantment, the death, and the slimy generator I think are going to be some of the trickiest. So we will start, of course, with, I guess, the death generator. This one requires a spider eye, which you can make with clay and nocturnal powder, as well as bones or rotten flesh. We might as well do either. They're both exactly the same, actually. I guess actually bones require less nocturnal powder, because you get 3 per nocturnal powder, whereas with the rotten flesh you only get 2. So I guess we'll use bones here. We need 10 bones and 2 spider eyes. That seems pretty doable, honestly. So a little bit of clay and nocturnal powder later, we can get all of the bones we need, 10 in total. We can also do something like this and this to get those 2 spider eyes, at which point that actually should be the death generator taken care of. That really wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Next up, we have the disenchantment generator, which requires a enchantment table. That should be pretty doable. It does also require 5 magical wood, which is made from either a bookshelf and gold with 4 XP, or in the enchanter with a bookshelf and lapis. Now, this one could be a bit of a problem for us. We can't do this recipe very much because we have 8 levels, and we need a lot of magical wood, right? We need 10. So we can't do this 10 times, unfortunately. That means we're going to have to use the enchanter, which is fine. However, for the enchanter to work, it does require a full set of bookshelves, which I believe is 16 bookshelves. So we need not only the 10 bookshelves required to make the 10 magical wood, but we need 16 more on top of that, which is 26 bookshelves in total. 26 bookshelves, of course, being 78 books. 78 books is 78 leather. 78 leather is 78 rotten flesh. 78 rotten flesh is 78 clay and 39 nocturnal powder. So we're going to need the enchanter here. The enchanter is ruined marble, a machine block with an enchantment table, and sooty pillars. Okay, so we are going to have to get at least one leather right out of the gate here. That's fine. We then do also need to get another one of these infused glass items. So there is our enchantment table, and as soon as we grab one of these guys, that should also be the enchanter taken care of. So for the enchanter to work, it does require a full set of bookshelves. Like it requires a normal, like the levels that you would normally require to make like a level 30 enchant. For now, we'll put it down here. I don't think this is going to be a very permanent location. In fact, actually, I'm going to move it right away because it does require power. And so I'm kind of thinking that I might actually put it like somewhere over here. Sure, let's move you to there. Let's put this guy down here. And then we're going to put bookshelves down around this guy. So I'm being told by the Twitch chat we need 15 bookshelves in order to get this going. And I'm also being told that the magical wood counts as 2.5 bookshelves. It says boosts max level of enchanting tables by 2.5 levels. So I think if we were to put, like we do have 8 levels here, so we can make, I believe, at least 2 magical wood. If we do that, we can probably cut down on the number of bookshelves that we have to make, because the 2 bookshelves that we turn into magical wood will count as 5 bookshelves, thus kind of netting, taking away 3 that we have to make, I think. If that's the case, that means that we only need 10 bookshelves outside of the 2 for this. So we need, I think, 12 bookshelves. If we need 12 bookshelves, that means that we need 36 books. 36 books is 36 leather. 36 leather is 36 rotten flesh. We do have the nocturnal powder. We do have the clay. I do think that we can make 36 rotten flesh. We can then, of course, once again, do something like this. Once we have all of the leather, we can then begin combining that with our paper. I think we might need a bit more paper than what we currently have, but that is also fine. We can get more paper going like so. And then let's see here. Do we have what it takes to make some books? We do. Perfect. We will, of course, go ahead. And like I said, we'll try and make the first two here into magical wood. So let's take the first two bookshelves here. Actually, I guess we might as well craft all of these, right? While we're here. Perfect. Then let's see. First of all, if we can put this rock crystal back where it needs to be. Let's see if we can craft up a couple of the magical wood. Yeah, we can do 2. That's fine. From there, we should just need 10 bookshelves, which hopefully is not going to take us too long. So that's 10 bookshelves and 2 magical wood. Let's go see if that's enough. We're trying to make magical wood, which does, of course, in and of itself require more bookshelves. So we are going to have to make more. But as we make bookshelves, we can then replace the magical wood that we make with the bookshelves and work from there, right? So a way that we can test this, I guess, is we could look at potentially getting something like this, like an enchanted ingot. So if I take 1 gold and 1 lapis, we can get an idea of if there is enough levels nearby, right? Like if we put in the gold and the lapis, right now it'll say enchanter requires a full set nearby of nearby bookshelves or other enchanting boosting blocks. So if we do it works. Okay, it looks super janky, but it does work. Okay, that's good to know. I'm actually going to stop the ingot there because we don't need to craft it and I kind of want to keep the lapis. So now, we need to make 1 more bookshelf and then we can begin kind of cycling out the bookshelves as we make more. And that does mean we're going to need 2 more leather. I also do think it's possible we need more leather than that as well, because we also need 2 leather to make the 2 books required to make the 2 enchanting tables required to make the disenchantment generator. Okay. That's fine. So there is our first bookshelf. The idea here is that we're going to combine that with gold over in the enchanter, and that should make magical wood. We're going to combine that with lapis over in the enchanter, and that should make magical wood. This is once again time where we could definitely do with our speed upgrades. So we can then break the bookshelf, being sure to use our Silk Touch pickaxe here. And then at that point, we can then replace that guy with the magical wood, which should bring it back up ready for the next one. And now we just need to do this over and over again until we have 10 magical wood, enough to get the 2 disenchantment generators. So we are going to have to get a little bit more lapis. However, we can do that using our prismarine. And there we go. There is 10 magical wood. Perfect. So, now that we have the magical wood, all we need to do is get 2 more enchantment tables, and that should be the 2 disenchantment generators done. So there are the 2 books. Over here, we can make 2 diamonds, although I guess we do need 1 more, right, if we're going to make this work. I thought I had extras, but I guess not. That's fine. We can make more. And boom. There we go. All right. 2 more to go. Let's go check on those chorus fruit. Look at this. Perfect. Okay, we could go and get the flowers, but I'm not going to worry about it too much. This, hopefully, might be enough chorus fruit just right out of the gate here. I think 19 is more than enough. So let's go ahead and begin smelting all of this up here. Of course, we do need one more blaze rod, but that is extremely doable if we have a little bit of cobblestone lying around, which of course we do not, but that's fine. We can go and grab some from our generator. Once we have that blaze rod, we can make our end rods. And at that point, we just need 10 purple blocks, which we can get from the popped chorus fruit that we're smelting up over here. So this gets us 8, which should be everything to make the first Halitosis generator. The Halitosis generator, by the way, runs on Dragon's Breath. Thankfully, fairly easy for us to get. I believe we can craft it. No dragon fighting required. And then that should be the second one. It is. Perfect. So now, the final generator that we have to make before we can get the rainbow generator both crafted and running is the slimy generator. For this, we need 2 blocks of slime, 18 slime, plus 10 more slime balls, so 28 slime, which means 28 ender pearls and 28 super lubricant tincture. So 28 divided by 4 is, of course, 7. 7 water bottles should be easy enough. 7 seeds, I think we might already have, and then 7 beans also does not seem too bad. So let's grab some snowballs. If we still have them lying around, we can then drop those in over here, get us a bunch of bone meal, and then we don't have to reharvest the beans, so we can just right-click a bunch. And there we go, look at that, 19 beans. Perfect. Okay, how are we doing on seeds? We've got 13 seeds. So I think, chat, that we just need the water bottles, right? We have glass. Unfortunately, bottles of water do not stack. However, do they actually take the water? No. So we should be able to do something like this. We'll save the recipe. And then from there, we should just be able to click to craft it. Oh, it does use the glass bottle, which is unfortunate. So it means we are going to have to craft quite a few of the bottles here. That's actually fine. And then once we have enough of the super lubricant, we should then be able to make a bunch of slime balls. We do need a few more than what we got there, but that's also perfectly fine. Boom. Boom. And boom. Chat, it has taken us many hours, but we have finally managed to acquire all 16, 2 lots of all 16 of the generators from Extra Utilities 2. And so now we should be able to get 2 ender shards, as well as 8 redstone, to craft 2 resonating redstone crystals. From there, we're going to want to get like another chest, so I can temporarily dump just everything in my inventory out. We can then grab all of these generators, and we should be able to craft both the top and bottom halves of the rainbow generator, which we can then, of course, combine together into the actual rainbow generator itself, which for now we can place down maybe like right here. And I think, chat, that is going to have to be where we wrap it up for today's stream. I did not think it was going to take us quite so long to get all of this up and running. In the next stream, we'll come back and we'll look at getting all of these online. Again, the way the rainbow generator works, or at least I should say specifically the way that we can make rainbow stone, which is the actual quest. We put a stone burn into a resonator, and the rainbow generator has to be active. For the rainbow generator to be active, we have to have all of the other generators active, and so essentially we're going to have to get enough fuel to keep each generator running for however long it takes for the resonator to turn one piece of stone burn into one rainbow stone. Some of these are going to be pretty easy, like the survival generator, the furnace generator, and the overclock generator are all just wood, so we can make more infinite wood sources, put those down, that's done. The magmatic and heated redstone generator both require lava, so we are going to probably have to look into setting up something like this, but on maybe a larger scale to where we have more lava being produced, or at least we're going to have to kind of backlog enough lava to run the rainbow generator for, again, however long it takes to make the rainbow stone. The ender generator shouldn't be a problem. The potion generator can run on water bottles, which makes it fairly easy to run. The pink generator runs on anything pink, so we can make something like pink glass, and then just throw a bunch of pink glass in there and have that run for a while. TNT is what's used in the explosive generator, so we can make a bunch of that. Nether stars are, of course, used in the nether star generator. We have a bunch of those. I think we have to use snowballs in the frosty generator. I don't think we can use ice here, so we'll just have to get a bunch of snowballs. Again, very easy. It's just ice in the grinder. The death generator runs on mob drops, so again, we're probably going to want to put bones in there. That's just a bunch of clay and nocturnal powder, very doable. The halitosis generator runs on dragon's breath. Thankfully, one dragon's breath does last 10 minutes in the halitosis generator, so one dragon's breath should be enough, and it's also super easy to make, water and magenta dye. And then the slimy generator runs on slime and milk. Milk we can make with liquid starlight and bone meal, so it is doable. Albeit a little janky there. So I think it should be possible. The disenchantment generator runs on enchanted items, so that's the only one that could prove a little tricky. I'm being told that we can combine a book and a nether star to get an enchanted book, which we could then put in here. I guess we just hope that it lasts long enough. I guess we could make a few of those if we really wanted to and kind of have them ready to go with the hopper. But yeah, I really don't think it's going to be too difficult for us to get all of these going in the next stream. I think at that point we'll also look at getting some of the other quests complete as well. Both the Bottle of Enchanting and the Evil Infused Iron are both made in the Enchanter as well, so those should be fairly easy for us to do. Between streams, I will go ahead and make some more bookshelves and maybe some more magical wood as well, so that we can get this guy back up and running right away in the next stream. But yeah, with that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up today's stream there.